defense. I guess is there a major, kind of upgrade when you used to working with the second team and then you get with the first team? Is the speed different? Anything like that?
To be honest, nothing's different. It's just communication. Like everything is everybody's on the same level. Whether you're 1 year, 2 year, 3, everybody's working the same pace. You're working hard, whether you're scout team or not.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's working hard to get on that bus. And from second team, everybody's working hard. And I get my reps with the first team. It's the same thing. You just got to keep the tempo going.
So what did you see from that first string defense? How were they different from some of the guys you maybe went up against on second?
Well, definitely Calvin. He's really strong. So yeah, that's probably the big difference I see is Calvin.
Okay.
But as far as everything else goes, the whole D-line knows their assignments, the whole O-line knows their assignments, and everybody's just getting at it.
So tell us a little about yourself, man, because really you're kind of a late addition. We don't really know much about you. And last year you're kind of a backup. How have you sort of improved from day one to now?
Well, coming out of high school, I was just a defensive player. I didn't know much about offensive line. So I'm getting recruited. So as school goes on, I said this in the last one interview I had, but sophomore year I kind of slacked off, and then at the end of the year, a lot of my counselors started helping. They know what my potential was. And started junior year, I picked up everything. I was a late recruit coming senior year, but as soon as my coach started setting my film out, Miami was the first one to respond, and that's how I ended up here.
So, we've been building cohesion since January, and whether it was just workouts, spring, summer workouts, and just wrapping up camp and what we're into now, that's the biggest thing about the O-line, just communicate and just gelling.
So how much does it help to solidify maybe who's to your right and who's to your left, and just get used to communicating with each other on the field?
Well, a good O-line is interchangeable, so anyone that comes in and out is, that if you can do that and everyone's on the same level, on the same page, and that's what you really need.
How different is it when you actually get into a game from this practice for those guys who haven't started?
Yeah. I mean, of course, as you can imagine, a game's crazy, but we're always just trying to ignore the noise and keep everything like green tree. Everything we do out here, we're trying to take all our different indie periods, our team periods. If we're doing it over there on the 20-yard line, we try and bring that to the field, to the game.
Are you feeling real settled in now at center?
I mean, I've just been doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they want me to play guard, I'll play guard. If they want me to play center, I'll play center. So.
How often are you talking to Brandon now?
Oh, every other day, probably. I mean, he's busy, I'm busy, so when we can, if he's got a break, if I got a break, we'll shoot each other a call.
Do you ever ask him any, advice football-wise? I mean.
Yeah, every time. And just give me little hints and stuff. He's picking up, and he's getting better every day as well.
How much does that help you? Having him.
Oh, it's a great resource. I also talked to John and Shane and Eric and those guys too. So we got some good tools to use.
Have they learned a lot more? Now that they're in the NFL, can they give you more information?
Oh yeah, being around those guys and all those vets and even the other rookies and everyone's just sharing the tricks of the trade, and Shane told me something about hand placement and stuff like that. Brandon was telling me about a certain play they do, and same with Mongo.
You a little bit back, maybe last week, that you had only one drop all camp, if I'm correct. You have any drops since last week? Still just one?
No. I'm still at one. We're doing good as a receiver core. I mean, we're not too much of doing any drops on the ball. So yeah, we're doing good at seeing the ball and catching it.
How much?
Yeah, I gotta ask you what the drop was.
Yeah.
What happened?
It was just something doing warm up. I mean, they tally the scores in practice and stuff like that. Just warm up, something that's warm up. I just lost focus of. So, yeah.
Is there anybody else that has one drop or fewer, or are you among the leaders?
It's some more people that got more drops than me, but it's a little bit more. So I mean, like 2, 3. So yeah, all us just honing in or just staying focused and catching the ball.
Stacey, coming into college, you had so much success in high school. Obviously, I guess when you're looking back on your freshman year, you mentioned not having to focus in the weight room and stuff. I guess how tough is that? Do you really have to go through a season like you had, where it's not working for you physically to get that focus? Or
I mean, I just feel like you just got to do it yourself. I mean, you got to want it yourself. So I mean, my sophomore year I wasn't really there. So I mean, I just try to stay away from my sophomore year, stay away from my freshman year, and just focus on right now, my junior year.
Okay. Was it something with the tooth or whatever that you had coming into camp last year? Was that
it wasn't that. It was just a lot of other stuff. But I mean, I don't like to talk on that. So yeah, I just want to focus on my junior year.
Stacey, with that, you've talked so much about filing away last year when it's over, but you've had a lot of months until your next game. So how have you handled all this time in between games? Because I assume you want to file last season away as soon as possible and get back to the game and show what you can do.
I mean,
how's this been waiting?
Just like I said, I mean, I took all my frustration out in the weight room first, and then came out here and just worked with Brad, worked with our receiver core, and just hone on, like I said, just focus on not dropping passes and staying focused during the throw and stuff like that. So just looking at all the balls and just practicing on my game.
What's the weight gain or improvements there? What does that help you the most with when you're on the field? What have you noticed the biggest difference?
Just getting off jams, just taking like hits and blows, different type of hits and blows. So yeah.
Confidence. I mean, you've always been confident. I mean, but being more physical, does that make you even more confident?
Yeah, it made me more confident. I mean, just go block the safety and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm ready.
What would it mean to start? I mean, just to win the job after kind of everything you've been through your first couple of years here.
I mean, that'd be awesome. Like that's my short-term goal was, I want to start. I want to work and do everything I can to be the starter. And then obviously, once I get to that spot, I want to work to find a new goal. But I have not set that new goal yet because I haven't started. So, that's my goal right now is just to start and, have a good offensive line. I want us to be good as a group. I mean, if I'm good alone, that doesn't mean anything. If one guy's good on the line, that doesn't mean anything. We got to have 5 good guys, and we got to be moving the ball and stuff like that.
I know you guys don't pay attention to the noise, but morons like me and other sports writers say that offensive line is the biggest question mark on the team. Is that a motivating factor at all for you guys? Does that get you guys jacked? That sort of.
I don't know. Like you said, like we ignore the noise. Like I honestly, I don't pay attention to that. So I don't read that stuff because I don't care what other people say. To be honest, like I care what we are as a group. I think we're a strong group. I don't think we're going to be something to worry about. If that answers your question, we're not worried about the offensive line. I think we have a good group. We're going to be a strong group. We're going to run the ball. We're going to be able to pass. We're going to be fine.
What we're doing now is great. As we keep talking, we're one big team. That's all we care about. It doesn't matter what jersey we have on. I know in the past, it could be a little upsetting when you go to your locker and you get a white jersey and an orange jersey, but at the same time, the coaches put you where you need to be put. So if we're being put at the second string, that just means you got to work harder. It's no difference whether you have a different color jersey or not.
I thought maybe it's the opposite of what Matt said. Maybe if you don't have the different colors, you're not really sure, so you're working harder.
I mean, again, it just keeps the competition up. So again, like you just said, we're not sure. We don't know until the game actually starts. So it's all about the team. It's all about winning the Coastal. So that's all we care about.
Keith, you're like the perfect example of that. Like right now, you're not sure, and how does that affect how you come out and work every day?
That just means I got to work my best every day. It's the same from day one. You got to bring your best every single day. If you don't bring your best, you know what's going to happen. You're not going to play. So you got to bring your best every single day, day in and day out. If we have a day where it's just a walkthrough, you got to bring it mentally. So you can't bring it down at all.